The Denver Broncos were not thrilled about some of these end-of-game refereeing decisions. That was called roughing the passer on the final drive of the game. This was called pass interference, which set up a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Sean Payton ran on the field. He was so upset and got flagged for that. That all brings us to here. So there's a couple things to note. So you have an official who was kind of in the middle of this mosh pit as the Broncos just kicked the game-winning field goal. They overcome the calls that they didn't like to win anyway. You're going to see first number 40 here for the Denver Broncos. I can't exactly tell what happens with him and the ref here. There's just so much going on. I'll slow it down and maybe play it a couple times. But you see number 40, it looks like 40 kind of, bumps the ref. The ref kind of bumps him. It looks like maybe, I can't tell if it was, were they shoving each other or was it just they bumped into each other and were trying to get around each other? I'll let you be the judge. I really don't fully know exactly, and I can kind of see both sides, and part of me wonders if this had something to do with it or if this was completely unrelated. I don't know, right? But that brings us to here. Dre Greenlaw, I don't know if he saw this or if it was completely unrelated, but he was very upset, and again, the team not thrilled with the refereeing to begin with. Maybe he sees this shove and gets more upset, or maybe he's just already upset. He's going to chase this ref down, and we don't know what he says, but he follows the ref as the ref is trying to leave the field. The ref throws a flag kind of involuntarily just because, I guess what else do you do in that situation? The game's over. There's nothing there. But ultimately, listen, I get being frustrated about some calls, and if this was because he felt that those player was shoved and he came up and said something, I think that makes it more understandable, even if I don't know if that's exactly what happened. I just don't know. Ultimately, the officials are people too, right? Just because you don't love some of the calls made doesn't give you the green light to just say whatever you want to them. Yes, we all hate the refs and we all like when people yell at the refs, but there is a line, right? According to Rappaport, Greenlaw will appeal the suspension, but again, I don't know what new information could come out that would change the NFL's mind at this point. I think the suspension is going to be upheld, which means he will miss the Cowboys game next week. And again, it's so vague what it says. You see how it's worded, where the abusive, threatening, or insulting language or gestures to opponents, teammates, or officials or representatives of the league are prohibited. It's basically, if you say anything slightly negative to anybody, it's against league policy, which basically means they can do what they want. But ultimately, the NFL looked into this, and depending on whatever Greenlaw said, they decided to punish Greenlaw. I do kind of see both sides, and it's a weird situation. I've never seen anything quite like this. Personally, I'm kind of the school of thought of I don't think I can give an opinion on if I think this is fair or not, because I don't know what Greenlaw said. If he said, hey, we won despite your calls, haha, take that. I'm not gonna sit here and say that's worth a suspension. If he said some harsher things, okay, maybe it is. But maybe you see it differently. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.